Hi everyone. Today we're going to be doing more quizzes and we're going to be looking at an exam style question which involves listening to specific instruments, accompaniments or parts in the music. Let's start by doing one of the quizzes that we're familiar with. Remember, your sentence structure is in these four parts: the instrument, what it's playing, how it's being played, and also any other information. So start by copying out this table. Pause to finish that. This is extract 1. We're going to be listening to the melody and the accompaniment. You've got some words on the left there to fill in the gaps. Remember, you just want to complete extract 1. You may play it twice. I'm just going to play it once. Okay, if you found that really hard, go back and look at the online dictionary instrumental techniques and go through all of those terms again to see if you can remind yourself of the terms and what they mean and what they sound like. Now let's listen to extract 2. Okay, right, you know how to turn your table into a full exam sentence. This is the example they've given you. That's the table filled in, that's the exam sentence. You need to now do that for quiz 2A that you just completed. Okay, pause and finish that. Now we're going to have a look at an exam question which is related to the way that we're answering our little mini quizzes. This is the exam question, an example of it. Describe the musical features and the writing for the solo flute. If you've got a question like this, what you'd be doing is you'd be thinking about things which relate to the flute. So it's going to be things like the instrumental techniques, but it also is going to be it could be to do with the melody as well. So for example, the melody the flute is playing is conjunct and ascending at the start, then descends by leaps at the end. The flute is using vibrato and flutter tonguing. So I've described both melody and instrumental techniques. What you're not going to do is describe general things. So you're not going to say the piece is in a major key because that's nothing to do with the flute. Okay. This is an actual extract from an exam. This is what the layout might look like. And this layout I think is a bit confusing, but you can see the key words in this question. It's asking you to talk about musical features, and it's giving you, like the way I've given you in the table, space to label the instrument, to write about the solo instrument, and to write about the accompaniment. Pause and just look through that question, read through it and see if you can see where everything fits. Hopefully your brain is going, well, which musical elements do I write about? Do I write about tempo? Do I write about dynamics? Well, the answer to that is, again, what you need to do when you're writing about the features of the instrument, you need to describe melody, instrumental techniques, and anything specific to that instrument or part. Again, we're not going to be describing general things. Let's have a look at an example of this question answered well. Okay, so first, most quite confusing thing is that it's not clear where to write which instrument. So you have to look really carefully. It says solo instrument, instrument 1. That is a violin, okay? This is me imagining it, okay? And now I want us to remember this sentence structure that I talked to you about earlier. So instrument, what it's playing, how it's being played. And we're going to look at the solo instrument first. I'm filling out this table, but I'm being really careful that I know where to put the correct information. So an example might be, it's playing pizzicato, that's an instrumental technique, and it's playing a conjunct melody. That relates directly to the violin, so that's definitely correct. Now we need to think about features of the accompaniment, okay? I'm being really careful about where I put my information. The piano, so I've imagined it's a piano, is using the sustained pedal. If you don't know what that is, you need to go and Google that. And the piano is using semi-brief chords. Now they will both get marks. They are specific to the instrument and they are melody, instrumental techniques, and it's all specific. Let's have a look at something that doesn't quite work. So firstly, say you don't listen to the correct instrument, you've put the accompanying instrument in rather than the solo instrument. Let's not do that. We get to the solo instrument, we're writing it is in a major key, there is in a cellorando. Well, we don't want to do that because that is that's a really general point, and we don't want to describe general things. Okay, we don't want to describe general things. And finally, this is what people often do when they're not sure what to say, is they just list the instrument they can hear. So there is a violin. Please never write that. You will never get a mark for just randomly saying the instrument. You have to actually say what it's playing and how it's being played if you're going to get the mark. So this is our exam question. Describe the musical features and writing for, and we know what order we want those to be in. So when our brain does this, which musical element should I mention? You just need to remember it has to relate to the part, the instrument that you're being asked to listen to. And don't just describe general things, unless the question asks you to describe general things. Okay. Right, we're going to try quiz 3A this time. And I want you to imagine this question for quiz 3A is, describe the musical features I'm writing for. And the musical features I'm writing for, what we're looking at is the melody, a percussion instrument, at the answering phrase for extract 1. Let's listen to the extract. Okay, remember it's the melody, the percussion instrument, and whichever instrument is put in the answering phrase. Where it says optional, you don't have to answer that third bit. That's an extension. There are also some other boxes which have the word extension in, and that's if you can put some other information. Normally in an exam, you wouldn't have to put this extra information in, okay? That's just in case you'd like to add some extra detail in. Right, now we're going to listen to extract 2. We're describing the musical features and writing for the percussion instruments. Remember that the extra detail is a general point we wouldn't normally include in the exam. Feel free to play that extract again. Turn your answers into exam sentences and then hand in. Well done.